Previously on Into the Yonder Void, we met this kid named Robini, and I think he's like the leader of this group of kids who want to be in the gang, but maybe they're not quite because none of them are in cages right now, and they're not really like super involved in the actual problem. But anyway, we meet Robini, and he introduces us to the rest of these kids, and they don't know anything. They don't have any weapons. They don't have any skills. So here I am. I've got to teach them how to fight really quick and teach them how to make some makeshift weapons using nature. Nature's best weapon. So while I'm doing that, I sent two of their best scouts forward to gather some information. And I think they ended up getting caught.
The D20 Syndicate presents Into the Yonder Void. Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
Hey! What's up, nerds?
Hello.
A weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast. I am your host and DM, Seth, and around the table we have our players.
I'm Billy and I play Nezrah.
I'm Tomas, I play Gil.
I'm Lindsey and I play Fee.
And I'm Michaela and I play Kan.
That's right. Each week we record for your listening pleasure. This is episode 29?
Yes.
You got it.
29.
Wow. Our last time in
it.
our 20s. So little.
Very soon we're about to face our own existential dread.
Yeah.
And we're going to spend this entire episode talking about how old we are.
It feels so old.
I remember when I was on episode 25 so long ago.
I thought we would have accomplished so much more by episode 30.
I never rented a car. I wasted it. Wasted my 20s.
Hangovers are about to get a lot worse as well, because as everyone knows, you hit 30 and your hangovers are just like, I can't move ever again.
We have a review.
About chicken fries?
Right?
No, surprisingly, no.
What?
This is our first out of the country review, unless I am shit at finding them. This is from Canada, the mystical lands of Canada.
Canada!
Wait, where is Canada?
It's north of here.
Wait, I thought they weren't a country anymore.
Yeah, I thought after, we're like Brexit, right?
I don't know, but they're out of this country.
We're just fucking with you.
They count as a country on Apple Podcasts. They're in a separate fucking selection.
Guys, please write in and tell us, is Canada a country?
Were they moved up to a continent? I'm sorry.
Or were they downgraded to regional authority?
If there's
And what's
one
the state
thing,
bird?
if
Canada's not an island?
there's one thing I don't follow, it's geography. So if they moved shit around while I was sleeping, I don't know.
Geography, all the changes, everything going around.
This is a 5-star review. It is called Appreciate This. I got to translate it from Canadian. From Soup Broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Last names.
I found out about this podcast through Wasteland Active Radio and loved this one. Thank you, Soup Broccoli. For those
Soup Broccoli.
For those unaware, of all of us, I think at some point have guested on the podcast Wasteland Active Radio. It is a Fallout storytelling podcast in the Fallout universe. So, yeah, if you want to hear our voices, at least listen to those episodes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, Canada, I'm glad you found us.
Thank you. Thank you, Canada.
Canada.
Tell your friends about us, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canada. Tell all your Canadian friends.
Like that moose and the bear.
Who is Canada friends with?
Canada's
France.
friends with, England.
That's true.
France.
Norway. Like this whole Scandinavian area.
Let them know.
I think it's time for tonight's Around the Campfire question.
Ow! Yeah.
Honk.
For tonight's Around the Campfire question, I want you to tell me about a bit of legend or lore from either your hometown or your home area, somewhere nearby your hometown if your hometown's lame and doesn't have any legends or mythos. So yeah, give me a little brief insight into some of the legend or lore, one specific one. And today we are going to start with Kan.
So there's this one story. All the little kids around the islands know it. Everyone gets told this story or told about this thing when they're really little. And it's about this giant sea creature. It kind of looks like a really big manatee. If you've ever seen one of those, they're kind of like, well, if you've ever like seen a potato, it's a little like that, but like very, very big. And then think of that, but like even bigger. So anyway, this manatee, it like travels all around the islands and protects them, and it controls the waves. So if anybody is out on their boat, or if there are any travelers coming in, it will help guide them and protect them.
Very nice.
I like that you say manatee like Hannity, like Sean Manatee.
Yeah. Oh, the humanity.
Well, it sounds silly if Kan is like enunciating super well.
Manatee.
That's true. All right. Thank you, Kan.
You're welcome.
And now I want to hear from Gil.
All right, this isn't really a legend because it's totally true and happens a lot every winter, but my home with my mom is in Eldercross, which is up in the mountains in Starrystrom. And every winter, when it gets snowy, there's this creature called the Blizzard of the Bluffs that patrols around the outskirts of the town, and it tears people to shreds. It's just a really big, like, crag cat. Their coats are, like, white, so they blend in, but they have no qualms with picking off easy prey if you wander outside of the woods, so watch out for him.
Thank you very much, Gil. Fee.
Well, I feel a little out of place because mine's not really a creature. Is that okay?
Any legend or lore. It doesn't have to be a creature. It can be a story. It can be a person. It can be a natural phenomenon.
Okay, perfect. So the whole start of Erdenfell was, so basically we weren't the first ones there. There actually was one, I don't know, like mountain cliff house, you know, with the underground hidden situation. And it had a lot of different books and stuff. And it just seemed like, I don't know, the big lore is that the guy that found it, his name was Galder, and he had all these books on these crazy magical ideas. And it was just really weird because it seemed like he was all alone and no one really understood how he survived. So I think there's just some magical dude named Galder out there with all these magical secrets. So I don't know. I've kind of been keeping an eye out for a Galder in case that's real.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thank you very much, Fee. And Nez.
So, my older brothers and sisters would tell me about a legend of the Jorah La Vie. They said it's a creature with a humanoid torso protruding from a large spider. But the whole thing is skinless, and all you can see are its sinewy and snowy white muscles, and they pulsate with a glowing light. They said that it lives in bodies of fresh water and is said to be a protector of the surrounding area, usually forests, I guess.
Ew.
While it's in the water, they said that its spider legs become tentacles, and when it comes on land, they change back into regular spider legs. And it said that it's an actual god that was cast down to Kaziel on a meteorite by the other gods for favoring the inhabitants too much. And now, out of spite or maybe vengeance, it lashes out at all those it deems unworthy of the planet.
Billy, stop playing Dark Souls already. You're freaking everyone out.
Goddamn.
Cool.
Well, thank you for that chilling and unsettling bit of lore, Nezrah.
Could it be kind of cute, though?
No. That sounds nasty.
I mean, it makes me think of like
muscles that are exposed.
Legs that turn into tendrils.
Exactly, legs that turn into tendrils. It makes me think of like when you got those little like creatures from the store and you put them in water and then they like grew into something else. So I don't know. Seems kind of cute, maybe a little. Maybe if you
Possibly.
believe hard enough.
Ew.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we get started?
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose we could.
Okay. When we last left off, the party was split into two specific camps. One camp was Nezrah, Gil, and Loom riding on a stag after visiting Flora, the Druid, toward a hopeful rescue of the children, the Basidi children of the, what's it called, Tomas?
The spore village of Anoka.
Absolutely. And on the other hand, you have Fee and Kan, who are currently equipping a child army beneath the in the tunnels beneath the area that the Spore Village of Anoka is located. And when we left off, Nez and Gil were riding on the back of a giant stag toward potential danger, potential saving, and Fee and Kan had just sent off a group of scouts, children scouts, to go get the lay of the land, and they heard the piping of their warning flutes indicating that the children had been taken. Now, Kan and Fee, you've just heard the warning pipes on the flute. Robini explained that he believed they were taken. What do you want to do?
Do you think anybody ever called a gun a warning pipe?
No, because
I thought Robini was maybe going to say something to like clarify that that's what it was.
No, it did before we went to episode end.
Yeah, I thought you were going to like continue into this episode.
He's a child.
Okay.
Stop pointing that warning pipe at my dad!
Sorry, I'm
okay.
stuck on it for some reason.
Okay, so maybe we need to just expedite this whole process and
Well,
just
now
get
we
going.
have to go in with absolutely no information.
It's true. I mean,
And we don't even know if Gil and Nez are there.
that's true. That part, that sucks. But I feel like it feels more urgent, right? Like we need to push forward. I can have, maybe if you feel okay with it, Crumb, do you feel okay with moving on ahead, checking things out? Can maybe...
Yeah, I could totally do that. I'd like to see the lay of the land and see how many of those kids got murdered that went up there.
And you can tell us, like, if you find any traps laying about that, I don't know.
Yeah, traps
That
and
whole
whatnot.
thing.
Let's get to the blood and the guts.
I just know that you're good at seeing stuff. Like, you seem to be skilled in all these areas, so I don't think you're going to miss anything, right? So just make sure to let us know details.
So I guess to make sure that you guys are both on the same page, because I don't think this has been said very clearly. Crumb, are you comfortable with the separating and going alone and looking?
Yeah, to an extent, like, what are we talking, like 25, 30 feet max?
I mean, yeah, that'll work.
Definitely.
100.
Absolutely no more than 30 feet.
All right, no more than 30 feet. I could absolutely do that. Okay, all right, let's see.
And he like zips off down the tunnel and then returns after about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's I don't see anything there. I think they must be further on. So, if we, that ideally, we should all go and check it out, because I didn't see anything where I was.
That is the worst familiar.
So Crumb, I did forget to mention this. You can see in the dark, right?
Yeah, I can see all sorts of things. I can see in the dark. I can see in the light. Miscellaneous, all of them.
Can I roll insight?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, no, 4.
You believe whatever it is that you want to believe.
So does Fee not understand how the spell works, or even that it is a spell?
What do you mean?
Find familiar.
I have to cast that if he's already here?
No, you don't have to cast it if he's already there.
Right.
I'm just wondering if Fee, in story, knows how this relationship is supposed to be and how the spell is supposed to work.
Yeah, would Fee be understand the mechanics of it, basically? Or would Fee just kind of be taking it as like kind of a confusing new element that you want to do that? Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, and I mean, it's like an extra help potentially, like it's just another part of our party to her, Crumb, so like, I don't know.
Well, maybe Nezrah can teach her how to how the spell actually works.
Right.
Obviously, Crumb can be a fucking lying little shit. So.
And then it's more of like a instinctual thing when she cast it before, just like since he went away, like, I don't know. Just, it's like something that was innate where she could cast him to come back. But she definitely doesn't get that he's like meant to help and like that's his whole purpose. I think that's still a gray area. I know obviously Gil told her that, but she's still like I don't know, just wants to hear it definitively first. But yeah, she's being cautious about it, I guess, like not landing either way. So I don't know.
All right, so what do you guys want to do in now that he's returned?
Did Loom say how long it was going to take for them to make it to this location? Above ground.
Are you asking? Who are you asking?
Anybody who will listen.
You can give me an intelligence roll, any of you. Well, either of you.
I'll do it.
Intelligence.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, indeed. 17?
All right.
11.
Okay. Crumb is like, yeah, I don't know. He was doing some talking and all this stuff. Yeah, maybe he said like a few months. I know that got thrown around somewhere. But Fee, you recall, that kind of jogs your memory. The question that Kan asked, you recall that it would take a few hours.
How long have we been going?
A few hours.
So, I mean, maybe it was months. I thought I maybe heard a few hours. I think maybe a few hours.
To be fair, I really wasn't paying attention to him. He seemed cursory to the entire situation, like outside of the main core group, which is me, and then slight satellite is you, and then everybody else, and then all the way on the other side of that's that looming guy.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay. I mean, as long as you're listening to everyone at least a little.
Yeah.
So, should we press forward and just...
Wait, don't you have communication with Gil of some kind?
So, I have his frickin' tooth, and I can't talk to him via his gross tooth, but he can talk to me.
Wouldn't he say something if they had made it there? Probably.
Would Gil? What if it's like he gets free drinks and then he gets distracted, or he falls down a hill and passes out?
Well, then he's not there.
Yeah, I don't know. Or he's not there. I mean, even if they're not there, I mean, shouldn't we go try to save the kids?
Well, it doesn't sound like they're being hurt. They're just being kept. So I don't know if it's the best idea, because, I mean, I kind of glance over at the group of kids and quietly say, really, it's just gonna be like us.
Yeah, but yeah, we should...
I didn't mean you.
Yeah, nobody ever does, because I'm in a league of my own, ain't that right?
Well, you're kind of lumped in with those kids.
What? I'm like way older than them, probably.
Okay.
You know, I'm cooling on you again, Kan.
That's fine. So anyway, about going up there.
Yeah.
How far away are we from the actual camp where they're holding the kids?
Rabini kind of like steps in.
We're like 2-3 minutes.
So the tunnel keeps going so we can get closer.
Yeah, and then like you come out of some bushes and there's like an area. There's like a little bit of a stream and there's like a cave and stuff that you can peek out.
Okay. I mean, we could just go forward and give a little peek and cautious peek and see what we see.
I think we should.
Yeah, I mean,
let's leave the kids.
For sure, yeah.
For now.
You don't want us to like fight?
Not yet. No fighting yet.
What do you want us to do here?
If you hear any commotion, like we're getting into a fight and like we're getting captured, then come out and fight. But the main thing we're trying to do is to go and get eyes on.
And don't forget, if you get captured, like bite them and scream and stuff, so then we know. So just give us a heads up.
Yeah,
and we'll
don't worry about like playing by any rules, because there are none when it comes to your personal safety.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll wait here, and we'll wait and see if anything happens.
Okay.
So are you guys going to head down the tunnel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, you guys head down the tunnel. Nez and Gil, y'all are riding on the back of a stag with Loom. This stag, by the way, if I didn't make it clear enough before, it's roughly the size of a very large moose. It's fucking huge. And it's like beating its hooves against the ground, just tearing ground up as it's sending you guys down a ways. And you guys see a lot of like, salt swampish stuff. Yeah, question?
Do elk have hooves or stags?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought they were
knuckles.
Some of the weird ones that had the toes.
Yeah, they have like.
Okay, yeah,
They're
they have
ungulates.
two.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't matter because we're on top of a 2001 Honda CRV right now.
Yeah. So I'm grabbing the antlers on the side, and I'm like kind of like slowly steering like the ship wheel.
Yeah.
And acting like I'm piloting the thing.
Right.
Nez is behind Gil, and he has in his left hand like a handful of the moose. Is it an elk or a moose? I'm sorry, I got confused
a stag,
for a second.
yeah. So it's a big
stag. Okay,
yeah.
That's what I thought. I just kept picturing a moose now.
Well, I mean, for dimensional
I know.
purposes,
No.
absolutely.
I know it's not your fault at all. My brain just fucking broke for a second.
We were also talking about Canada, so.
Oh yeah, I'm just on that wavelength right now. So Nez in his left hand has a handful of the stag fur for stability, and in his right hand he's actually holding onto Gil's tail.
All right, and Loom is holding on to like your cloak in the back. Ned's like your poncho.
Yeah.
But he seems like, as he has been, just kind of like he's more rested now, but very, very calm. And well, I guess you guys aren't really looking at him because he's behind all of you. But yeah, he's not mentioning anything. He's not really saying much. He's on along for the ride, it seems like.
If this were a cartoon, this is where he would take out a picnic basket and he's sitting cross-legged on the back hump of the stag, and he's just having tea very calmly.
So yes, so you guys, you see a lot of stuff whipping by. You guys are moving at a clip, and it almost seems to be like magically propelled. Like there's something magical about the way the stag, continues to move along. And eventually you guys get to a spot where he starts slowing down a little bit, and Loom taps you on the shoulder, Nez, and he says, "We should probably stop here for a moment. Do you want to tell Gil that?"
Gil!
And I yank on his tail.
I fart. No, I'm leaning. I'm leaning forward.
Nez passes out, falls off the stag, cracks his head open on a rock, and dies.
Kills
Roll a
Loom.
new character.
I'm leaning forward like a jockey, just like embracing the wind that's blowing in my face. What do you want?
Loom says we should probably stop.
Well, Loom's a little baby boy. I look back at Loom. Why? What are we doing? We have to save the babies.
All about the babies. Loom like looks back at you, Gil. There's something powerful coming up ahead. We should slow down and stop.
All right. Hey.
Yildred.
Yeah, that's your name.
Yeah,
Alter or
Yildred,
something.
Like he kind of tilts his head to the side to you,
We should probably stop here for a second.
and he like slowly, brings the speed down, and then eventually stops and lowers himself so you guys can hop off. Loom, like you see that Loom like kind of crosses the stretch a little bit, looking around at the trees, and he like tilts his head. Yes, we should be very careful. I can hear and sense something coming. Multiple forms.
How'd you hear that shit?
It's an ability that I have.
Go on.
I don't know if we have the time to fully discuss it at this moment, but
I'm not getting off this stag till you tell me how you did that.
I have an ability, a curse, that allows me to sense energies, sense stronger ones than mine. And they're definitely stronger than yours. There are
sense
5,
this, buddy.
6.
Don't say that to Gil. Now we're in trouble.
It's just a fact of life. But there's 5 or 6. One we could potentially take it. But 5 or 6, it would be suicide.
So why are we stopping again?
Can you sense more specifically than that?
No, they haven't come into range yet. I'd say they're 5 minutes off.
One of them prefers Linkin Park's second album over their first.
If they're that far away, why don't we just shag ass harder and get out of here?
Because the way ahead is much more narrow. There's not a lot of diverging. We will either have to hide, fight, or figure out a way of waylaying them.
Can we look around the area to see what natural formations there are?
You sure can. Allow me to show you a map.
Holy shit!
A what?
A map.
Seth, don't
What's
do that.
that?
My app?
All right, give me 1 second here. Let me share screen. You've got it's a very swampy area. You've got a ton of little tributaries and outlets, and it is, kind of a narrow spot, but there's a lot of shrubbery, trees, rocks, holes. Yeah, you've got it's very misty and foggy. You guys kind of went down into a little, a downward slope, which allowed a lot of the warmer temperature to bring some of the, the cooler salt water to kind of make condensation. So there's a lot of mist and fog.
Nez is going to just slowly kind of slide to the left on the stag, trying to get off, but instead of swinging his leg over, he just kind of clumsily falls off the stag, and his legs are kind of comedically stuck in that I've never ridden a horse kind of thing before.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk over and try and look over the edge and see if I can see a bottom to the crags full of mist.
Okay, yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay.
How tall are these trees?
These trees most of them are between 10 and 15 feet tall.
So anyone can kind of see you from any distance if you're up in a tree?
Potentially, maybe not. It really depends.
The MVP D6, that goes away if you don't use it in the next episode, right?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, so I got an 8.
An 8. Yeah, I mean, as you look over in down into this little inlet here, you can tell that it's brackish salt swamp water, and you're not sure as to the depths, but you guys can hear like a lot of the like insects and the amphibians that are and the other creatures that are around the area. And you can see like there's even like a saltwater frog that kind of like hops from one spot to the other, kind of disturbing the surface of the stagnant water.
Okay.
With an 8, it's hard to tell, and swamps probably aren't your forte, but typically you don't think they're going to be too deep.
Can I see the tallest tree? What is the tallest tree in the area?
Sure. The tallest tree is like 70 feet away from you, up on this little island area. It's tall, but it's barren. But this tree is roughly like 30 feet tall.
Hey, Gildebrand, can you bring me over to that donkin tree over there? Loom. What are you good at?
I have a variety of skills. I'm a good tracker.
I mean, in a scuffle, how do you fight and shit?
Oh, I have something akin to magical abilities, some movement. I can hold my own fairly well, but I'm better at being not hit than anything else.
You're good at being not hit. Well, you're going to need that because I'm about to show you how powerful we are, buddy. You're going to sense that. Nez, I'm going to go to that tall-ass tree, and I'm going to hide up there, and I'm going to use it like an eagle's nest or some shit, and you're going to do your crazy magic shit at them when they reveal themselves. You can go on my signal. It's all cool. Go, Yildred! Ah! And I don't even really wait for, conference on the matter.
Yeah, you guys head this way, and Loom, shouts after you,
I do not think it would be wise to fight them.
Noted. So I'm going to use Yildred and jump off of him to get, a height boost onto the tree.
Okay, yeah, he goes sloshing through the ravines here and stuff like that, and he doesn't seem to drop down super far, so you would be able to tell that either he's magically buoyant or they're not super deep. But yeah, so as he gets up there, go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
22.
22, yeah, you land very well into the boughs of the tree. Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty thick tree. It's about 30 feet tall, but it's largely barren. There's a little bit of, some plant life on it, but yeah, for the most part, it's pretty scant.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scramble up to the top of the tree. I'm going to cast Disguise Self, and I'm going to turn into a dryad. And I'm going to try and blend into the brambles of the tree.
Okay, give me athletics for your climb.
19.
19?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you make it right up there. There's a lot of good footholds, and the bark is pretty dry, and since it looks like it's a mostly dead tree. But yeah, you're able to climb pretty much up to the tippy top, the thickest section that you'd be able to support your own weight, and then you're going to turn into a dryad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I'll think to Fee. It's all right. Nez and I and Loon, we arrived at this swampy place, and there's some bad guys coming, but we're going to whoop their ass real quick and then come get you guys.
Oh my god, how big of a swamp? You can't tell me. Shit.
We'll get back to you in a second.
So yeah, I didn't say anything to Nez. I just said what my plan was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's up to Nez really what he does.
Nez, what are you gonna do? You see that Loom comes wandering over to you.
As I stressed, your friend seems a bit quick to act, which can be good, but in this scenario, I don't know if that's a wonderful idea. I would suggest trying to hide or trap or something. What do you think?
at this point, you said there's multiple possible powerful enemies coming our way?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Gil should have listened to you. I don't know.
Well, that's we could try to convince him to come down from the tree, but that will eat up more of our time.
I can't just leave him up there.
What do you have any skills or anything that would help in camouflage or hiding or anything like that?
I pick up a nearby branch and I just kind of hold it up to my face and kind of.
I see. Well, perhaps we should climb the tree then. That might be the safest option.
Okay, whatever you think.
Okay. And you guys begin wandering over to the tree, right there in the center, and Yildred helps you guys up as well. Go ahead and give me athletics there, Nez.
Before they get up at all, I'm going to look down and be like, what are you doing? Get away from my spot, man. This is my spot.
We need to get out of here, Gil. We shouldn't fight these things, whatever they are. Loom says that they'll kill us.
I don't care what Loom says. Look at me, man. I'm like woodsy and shit. Just find a spot. We can at least look and see what they are. We don't need to run away like little babies. It's fine. We can scout the situation. They won't see me, man. But they'll definitely see me if you're up here with me, so fuck off.
Gil, I don't know what you think woodsy means, and you're hiding in a tree that is barren. They're going to see you.
I am a tree person now. If I stay still, watch this.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking tree, man.
Loom, where should we hide?
All right, follow me. And he's going to pat Ildred on the side. I don't know if you have any special abilities, but you might also want to try to hide. And he leads you off towards these bushes over here, off to he leads you to a copse of thick bushes. This might be our best chance. What sort of skills do you have that could aid in potentially waylaying these things, or at least harming one or two of them, possibly without them knowing? Do you have anything like that? All right,
I'm getting a lot of mixed signals from Loom here. We shouldn't attempt to fight these guys. Hey, what do you got to fight these guys? It's really fucking me up.
For instance, and he takes out this object from his pack, and he holds it up, and it's this big wooden conglomerate of just posts and hinges, and then he expands it and he hurls it out. And let's see here, let me move this. Oh, that's the wrong thing. He hurls it out, and we'll put it as this. Right in the center, drops this object, and it phases up with light and then digs itself into the ground. And then it's there's still a little bit of loose dirt, but he looks up at you. That is a trap.
Loom, we've known each other a very short amount of time, but I can assure you I have nothing of the sort to help in that regard.
Could I see him place the trap?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 25.
You definitely saw him, especially from your vantage point.
Tight.
I have one more of these, and I don't know if you have any specialized knowledge that would be helpful, any spells at all that could aid us.
No, I don't excel at deception or anything of the sort in that regard.
Well, do you have any defensive capabilities?
I mean, I can cast spells that can help protect us, ostensibly.
Well, if the worst comes to worst, then utilize that. But for now, I suggest we hide. We are losing time, and they will arrive. And he like lifts his head. Fairly soon. I don't know what to think about Gil, but hopefully he knows what he's doing.
I hope so too.
and he like crawls into the bushes in the mist. Do you follow him?
Yeah, absolutely. I have.
All right, give me some sneaks.
Zero fucking idea what's going on or like anything. This is bad news bears.
That's
Okay,
what you
a
get
dirty
for-
20.
Oh, nice. So
Nice.
Nez, you find that as you like kind of crawl in here, the color scheme is actually very close to like your poncho. It's like a, kind of a darker green, kind of, almost like a russet green color. And you find that while this undergrowth or this overgrowth looks like it might be like really sharp and stabby and dry, it's actually quite soft, and you feel like you can sink down pretty well and still have like a decent vantage point from where you're at hiding.
Okay.
And Gil, are you going to do anything right now? You watch as Ildred just kind of like gives you a look and then like starts heading off down the way.
I'm just gonna stay still and then wait to see if I can spot them coming.
All right, give me a perception check, Gil.
It's 22.
22. As you're looking around, you like trying to see any sign. After a couple more minutes, you start to hear the sound of rustling and chatter, and that would be to the north of you, up beyond where you guys have already been. You start to hear, there's definitely the sound of movement. It doesn't sound like there's like horses or anything like that. It 100% sounds like bipedal creatures moving, but there is a group of them. You can't quite see them, but you can hear them.
Are there any animals nearby?
Not anything like very large. There's like bugs and insects. There's like you're pretty sure you see like the nest of birds in that tree that you're in.
Can I see if I can find a bird in there?
Give me an investigation.
I am rolling rocks. 19.
19. You don't find any birds in the nest, but you do see that there are 6 eggs, and these eggs do not look like bird eggs. These eggs look almost reptilian.
Okay. Have I seen these kind of eggs before?
Give me a nature check.
9.
You have not.
How big are they?
They're fist size. They're fairly large eggs.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna get a mad mama.
All right, and now we're gonna switch back to Kan and Fee.
I'm just imagining the Almost Heroes segment with Chris Farley getting the eagle.
The
eggs.
eagle. Yeah, picking him up. Oh, come on!
All right, Kan and Fee. You guys have begun traversing down the tunnel. You can see like the tiny bit of illumination from Crumb's wings, but it's a pretty dark tunnel. Fee, you don't have any problem seeing. Kan, are you going to light a torch, or are you just going to walk through the dark?
It's daylight outside, right?
Yes, yeah. You guys haven't been down here
Okay.
super long, just a couple hours.
I still have my torch.
Okay. Yep. All right, so you're going to keep moving with your torch. And you guys follow, down this tunnel until you get to the end. It takes you a few minutes, but you get to the end, and there's like a really shoddily made kind of rope ladder that leads up, and you guys can see it looks like there's maybe a platform up above, like a landing, and there's a little bit of light coming out of there. So you're pretty sure you're at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. I put out my torch.
Okay.
Okay, is Robini with us?
No, Robini, stay behind.
Oh shit! So it's literally just us.
It's you 3. Yep.
Okay. Oh wait, who else is with us? Loom?
Crumb.
Crumb. Oh right. I thought we had one other person, like a grown up. Well, Crumb is a
You're
grown
the
up.
grown-ups.
Yeah, you guys are the
We are the
grown-ups.
grown-ups. Okay, well,
Unfortunately.
Which is horrifying.
at least we know that they did make it okay, but now they're at a swamp. Which I have questions about that swamp. But anyway, I don't know where the swamp would be in reference to here. I don't know how far they are. Do we go up now and take a peek?
Wait, who's in a swamp?
I guess that's where Gil and Nez are.
Wait, did he say something to you?
Yeah, he talked in the tooth thing, and he told me that they're heading to a swamp now, and so I'm hoping that's in the right direction. But yeah, apparently they survived whatever they did before, so that's good. But yeah, I don't know how far this swamp is from here. Can we tell it all from like in the earth or anything? Is there anything swampy feeling?
I'll allow either of you to roll survival or nature, and if one of you can give the help action, whoever wants to roll nature.
Oh.
I have a +3 to nature.
I have a +4, but I rolled really bad. Would that mean I get advantage if it's help?
If Kan is helping you.
I'll help you.
Yay.
All right, you get advantage.
Oh, much better. Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay, so yeah, the two of you combined kind of start looking around and feeling the earth around you. It's pretty solid rock. Kan, you would notice there's a kind of a familiar scent, a kind of a sea salt scent still, but you didn't 100% lose that scent when you guys were in the Spore Village. And Fee, you also, you pick up that scent. So wherever you guys are, it's a little bit closer to at least saltwater, though you're not 100% sure because you are in a tunnel. The air is kind of damp, but yeah, the earth itself is like pretty rocky stone. This was a well-fashioned tunnel.
Okay. 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 Do we want to just peek and just see, I guess, while we wait? I don't know if we should just pop right out and get started right away, but...
No.
Yeah. Probably.
I think we should try to see what we've got.
Definitely. Okay.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
Cautiously peek.
I can go up first.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you don't have any problem climbing this rope ladder. It's fairly, it's shoddily made, but it's not going to affect you, Kan. And so you just climb right up.
Very sneakily.
All right, and you get up to the landing, and you can see that there's like earthen stairs that lead to kind of a small hole that peeks out, and you're seeing a little bit of light filter through, but you can also see like bushes and trees. So this entrance or exit, I guess in your case, is partially obscured by like foliage of some kind.
Okay.
Do you want to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you head out, and you're surrounded by bushes and trees. And if you are do you peek out of the bushes and trees?
I'm going to kind of like nestle into a bush and kind of see if I can peek through a little bit as I become one with the bush.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, give me a perception check.
You bet. 22.
22. Okay. With 22, you are going to be able to peek out pretty easily, and allow me to show you what you see as I describe it as well.
So many maps.
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map, on the map.
All right, Kan, this is what you see. You peek out and you see, you seem to be in an elevated area. There's rocks surrounding you. You smell very strongly salt water. You're convinced that you are in some sort of salt, like the edge maybe of a saltwater swamp that has like where the land gets a little less swampy and a little more raised. As you peer out, the first thing you see directly across from you, there seems to be like some sort of drop into a ravine of some kind, and across 55, 60 feet away from you, you can see this humanoid creature standing, looking like they're maybe like lazily napping, And what they appear to look like is they have kind of yellowish, pinkish, purplish skin, from what you can tell. You got a 23, you said, with perception?
22.
Yeah, and they're wearing like strange raiments. Like it's like very scant armor and cloth, very light. This person looks to be very tall, and they've got like kind of a reddish tint to their hair. It's unlikely that you've ever seen a humanoid creature like this ever before. Their face looks a little strange too, whereas typically with a lot of humanoids, they have kind of like a profile that kind of extends, whereas their profile, it kind of looks like they have a more of a recessed face. Their nose is kind of recessed. They look very, very odd. And
so like a flat face?
Kind of, yes. Closer to like how Nez's face would be, where it's kind of got that slope to it, as opposed to like, kind of protruding. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it almost looks like they don't have a nose. And they're just kind of like lazily leaning against a very strange looking like spear weapon that looks like it's made of partially organic components of some kind. It's really hard to tell. But as you kind of look out, you can see that there's a ravine, and and then down a ways you could see that there's another one of these creatures down and in the ravine, and they seem to be busying themselves trying to drag some sort of object out of the water. Also tall, very thin, but still have a lot of muscle tone to them. Dressed very similarly to this other one, but you could see this like organic spears on their back as they're currently wrestling with an object.
Can I see generally what that object is?
It looks like some sort of like keg or barrel of some kind they're trying to drag out, but it looks like it's stuck in the mud a little bit.
What do you see?
I shimmy back.
Okay.
So, it looks really marshy out here, so maybe Gil and Nez aren't that far.
Okay,
which is good news.
Yeah.
But there's a big drop-off in a ravine.
Okay.
And across the way, I can see one really weird guy. He's like yellowy, purpley, looks really tall, definitely taller than me. Kind of like a weird flat face. I've never seen something like this guy. And then down low in the ravine, there's another one of these guys, and he's dragging something out of the water, like a keg or something.
No sign of kids or anything, or cages? Anything like that?
I don't see the kids or cages, but I'm assuming they're across the way.
Right. So yeah, one of the things you would have noticed is that as you kind of peeked out on your right side, there's a cluster of tall like boulders that kind of obscured seeing beyond a certain section. Obviously, if you were to peek out a bit more and try to climb down or climb around, you'd be able to see. But for the moment, that was in your narrow scope of vision.
Okay. So the coast is clear where we come up out of this hole here?
Yeah, but I'd be like really quiet and make sure that you stay behind all of these like trees and stuff.
Okay. So Crumb quiet, and we'll make our way up.
Yeah, I could be so quiet you won't even know I exist.
Prove it.
You got it, Buster.
All right, and we'll make our way up too.
All right. So you also climb out, Fee. But yeah, so you guys climb out, and Fee, yeah, you see very similar stuff. These two don't look like they have noticed you at all.
We're hidden away, though, right?
Yeah, you're behind like a large shrub. Like there's a very narrow way that they'd be able to see, and luckily neither of them are looking that direction. What do you guys want to do?
I might try to look kind of rock side, see if I can still be kind of hiding from those two humanoids, and just try and peek over that other side, see if there's anything that way or a clear path to get.
So these rocks are pretty tall. They're probably 10 feet, like the top of them would be about 10 feet above where you currently are on this like raised little cliff area. It would require an athletics check to climb up these rocks.
Hey, I might be able to do something sneakier.
Okay, what are you thinking?
So, I was thinking that maybe I could send out like a bird or something and have that get eyes on and like an aerial view of what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds good.
And then we can stay here and stay safe
That's true.
until everyone comes.
Yeah, send the bird out. I'd like to see that. I mean, shush, Crumb.
Okay, I am going to use one of my wild shapes, and I'm going to cast Wild Companion and have like a familiar. Oh, it's a fae instead of a beast, I guess. Shit.
Okay.
It would still function the same.
Yeah. Is it going to be inconspicuous?
Right? Like a bird.
What is the description?
Of what?
I think it
Of
just
the
changes. It just changes its creature type, so it wouldn't be
Okay.
affected by the same stuff that a beast would if somebody were to cast a
Okay.
spell on it or something.
Okay, so you want it to take the form of a bird.
Mm-hmm. A highly intelligent bird.
Okay.
I want like a raven.
A raven? Okay.
Unless those aren't native to this area.
They probably wouldn't be. Maybe like a seagull? Or
I want a seagull.
maybe a mocking jay?
I want something that is smart.
Swamp
Smart.
bird.
Like a magpie then, probably.
Send them out.
All right, so how does this spell look when you cast it?
I'm going to hunch down, like kind of squat down to the ground and kind of like nestle in, like I'm nestling into a nest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of curl my arms up like they're wings and close my eyes.
I'm going to concentrate really hard, and then a bird is going to come out.
Okay, so
Like you're laying an egg.
A little bit.
so a bird flies out from behind you and starts flapping into the air and soars up above, and kind of you can watch as it kind of like, makes a little circle around the area, gets a good lay of the land, and then comes back to you. What's the communion like in that spell?
It's just like a familiar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it can communicate mentally to you. So you hear in your head,
All right, so here's what I saw.
and it's going to do a very good job of describing the area, which it describes as up ahead, not far, maybe 200 feet beyond where you guys can see, is a cave. There's a sentry that looks very similar to the others that you've seen, standing guard outside of the cave. There is another sentry taking a nap, so not very good sentry, on the like shallow banks of this little like swamp inlet. There's lots of rocks around, but it's mostly like a kind of a recessed area. The water seems to go up to the cave, and then a stream kind of goes in, but it looks like it's been barricaded a little bit for dryness. Surrounding you on either side is a lot of like thick grass, and some trees up a little bit to the north of you near the cave itself, but the area with all the water is very recessed, and then there's a kind of an island section right in the center with a large tree kind of growing out of it. But yeah, most of the sentries are on the opposite side from where you guys are, except for the one in front of the cavern.
So, did it see the kids?
It did not see the kids.
Did it go over that like rock area?
Yep, it went all the way around. It's the assumption you could probably make is that the kids are inside the cave.
Yes, okay. I send it out again to go like a little bit to kind of expand that radius to see if it can see Gil and Nez.
Okay. You want it specifically what?
Wait 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out a little piece of paper or a leaf or something, whatever I have on hand.
Okay.
I'm going to jot down a note.
All right. And what do you write?
I'm going to write Gil and Nez.
We came through the tunnel. We're here. We have eyes on. There's a cave. Think kids inside. Tell Fee when you're here.
Okay. And you give that to the magpie? Mm-hmm. The Fey magpie? All right, what specific instructions do you give this magpie?
I'm going to tell the magpie to fly around the marshy areas to see if it can find Gil and Nez.
Okay.
And give them this note and kind of instruct. I don't know if I should give them instructions on where to go. Does Loom knows where they're going, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to I want the bird to give them the note saying that we are here and we are ready, waiting, eyes on.
Okay, the bird accepts the note and flaps off, circling around in wider and wider circles, looking as though it's searching for, something that would, look a little bit more similar to what you described. You guys both notice that when the bird takes off for the second time and starts circling, the sentry on the rocks right directly across the way kind of keeps an eye on this bird. And you watch as it's anytime it moves, it follows it with its head and eyes, seeing exactly what it's doing and where it's going. All right, is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Can I think to my bird?
Yeah, if it acts as a familiar, as long as it's within 100 feet.
Is it within 100 feet?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay,
I'm going to think to it.
Be careful. They're watching you from below.
And you watch as it dips its wings a little bit and then adopts a much less circular pattern and kind of a meandering pattern, kind of trying to mimic an actual bird. And then eventually it kind of disappears from your sight.
Okay.
Anything else you guys would like to do?
Yeah. So are we going to try to climb these rocks? Because I was kind of looking through my pack a little bit, and I do have potions of climbing.
That seems really convenient.
It really does. So yeah, I can give you one. I'm fine with that. We can climb the rocks. It might make it a little bit easier. I haven't used it yet, so I'm pretty excited.
Well, I don't want to get out here yet, just because, we'd be out in the open and they'd be able to see us. But I think that I did send a note with the bird for Gil and Nez, so hopefully they're here soon.
Okay, so we just want to wait. Do we want to just, I don't know. What is going to be our plan? Maybe we make a plan.
I'm going to pull out my book.
Okay.
It said that it's plants and animals.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull that out.
Okay.
I'm going to start leafing through. And I don't know how it's organized, but I'm going to be looking for something that would be useful, or give us any kind of hint, anything helpful.
About what?
Anything that could be used plant-wise, or anything to either look out for or use animal-wise, or if these humanoids wouldn't be in the book, would they?
Well, I guess
I've never seen them.
But keep in mind, you cannot read the actual text that is in the book, so you would have to rely on pictures. But I will allow you to give me an investigation check.
I will. 6.
6. Yeah, you're leafing through. You see a few animals that you've never seen before in there, and you'll take note of those because you've they're interesting. You've absolutely never seen some of these animals before. But yeah, the plants that you see are, without knowing exactly what their descriptions are, it's a little bit more difficult than you imagined it might be initially.
Dang it. Okay.
Did we figure out what language the book is?
No, you assume it's something local to the area. Loom was able to translate it.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but yeah. All right. Now we're going to go back to Nez and Gil. Gil, you see finally emerging from kind of the trees and stuff like that. You see 6 individuals, 6 humanoid creatures, all very tall, all taller than you. Some look like they might even be taller than Nez. They've got kind of yellowish, purplish skin, kind of transitioning skin tones. And they seem to have these odd raiments of almost primitive at times and other times organic. And they all seem to be wearing these armaments, but they also have organic looking weapons as well. It looks like they're at the first glance, it would look almost like they had crustaceans or barnacles on them, but it looks different than what you've seen in the past. But yeah, all of them they're dressed generally the same, and as they kind of like move through, they're chatting to one another, but it's hard for you to make out what they're saying. You know that if they get close enough, you'll be able to understand them, but at the moment they're talking quiet enough that it's hard to discern. Nez and Loom, you guys are still in the bushes. Nez, give me a perception check.
Yes, sir.
While he's doing that, can I tell how they're moving? Like, do they stay in formation, or are they like scattered as they move? Do they seem to have like a cohesion to them?
Yeah, there's definitely like they stay closer together as they move, but it is kind of like a fanned out, almost like a formation, but it's a loose formation. They're not super rigid about it, but it's almost like it's designed to maximize their like peripheral vision, and so they can, kind of keep a wide berth and protect themselves.
So they're at least quasi-intelligent in some capacity.
Yes, it appears that way, and they're definitely like they're the way that their body language is when they're talking to each other definitely implies a level of intelligence. Nez, what did you get?
15.
15? Nez, off in the distance, you spot something strange. You see like a bird of some kind of like making weird, like strange patterns as if it's attempting to, it looks very suspicious to you, this bird. And especially because it looks like it doesn't really belong. It kind of belongs, but it doesn't belong. And from what you guys have seen from the animals here so far, but yeah, it just kind of catches your attention. But it also, you got a 16,
15.
You're not sure, but it looks like it is kind of heading in your direction.
And it does strike me as odd, not just a like, oh.
Yeah, no,
bird.
it's odd because it almost looks like it's injured, or like it's confused. You see the pattern it's making more often with like birds that are being attacked by other birds, but it doesn't look like it's under any duress, just the weird pattern in which it's like kind of weaving.
Does it seem like it's going to make its way overhead of our current location?
With a 15, you can't tell, but it's definitely heading in your direction.
Okay.
Sif, can I have you fly up and get a better look at everything, and maybe take a look at that approaching bird? It seems odd, and it might have something to do with these adversaries.
Sif kind of like flaps up and then just starts like raising and going to meet this other creature up in the air. Gil, what are you going to do? Are you just going to kind of sit and wait?
I'm going to study whatever I can about them as they like talk and as they move. Look for any weaknesses on their bodies or anything. Just getting a look for how they operate and stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a roughness to them. As they get closer, they definitely look hardened and tough. These look like people who could definitely do some serious damage if left to their own devices. And eventually they get within range that you can start hearing their conversation. You're picking up little snippets, and you hear like one of them says,
"Oh, we just have to get a little bit further, and then we can take a break and eat."
And another one kind of like leans in.
It's really hard work having to constantly keep somebody on watch. Are you sure it's gonna be okay leaving them behind?
And the first one says,
"Yes, it'll be fine. As you know, he's there too, so if anything gets out of order, he'll take care of it."
And they kind of have like a general conversation as they continue to move forward. One of them, the one that's doing most of the talking and the most complaining, seems to be like kind of like the leader of this little outfit, but that's the most like you would get without trying to get more in depth with your insight. And they slowly continue to move forward. They do not seem impeded at all by the nature of the terrain. The swamp water doesn't bother them. They just kind of stamp right into it and just keep moving in a direct line, and they get closer and closer to your tree. Nez, you hear in your head from Sif, "This is another familiar. This is Kan's familiar."
Oh, good. Are they okay?
There's a note.
Oh, can you bring it to me?
Can our familiars talk to each other?
Yes, but a familiar can't talk to somebody else's like familial partner.
Bond. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay, I was gonna say like, can they just be our version of AIM? Like, hey, anybody out there, ASL? Okay.
Yes. Grab the note. Bring it back to me. Let Kan's familiar know that we're hiding in a swamp, and there seem to be some locals that we're not engaging yet.
Yes. And there's just another moment, and then Sif takes a note and starts fluttering down towards you, Nez, and you receive the note from Kan. And you like read it over, so you kind of understand the details, and you kind of know that they're kind of waiting for you guys unless they get some sort of notice.
Okay.
Thanks, Sif.
And then, can I see the crustacean swamp people?
Yeah, now you're able to see them.
Okay, and I see that they're approaching.
Yeah, you can see a few of them because they're kind of like a little bit. Some of them are obscured, but yeah.
And I know we're hiding in like the brush. Is there any? Are we near like one of the banks of water by any chance?
You're right by one. Mhm.
Sweet. Okay.
There's a pool of water in front of you, like a puddle of some kind. You don't know how deep.
Okay.
And then
Excellent.
a little bit beyond that is one of the little tributaries.
Gotcha. I'm gonna look around the perimeter of the little pool. Are there like any pebbles that I can see by any chance?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 12.
Yeah, I mean, you can see some pebbles around the lip of the pool. Inside of it, you actually can't see very well because it's kind of murky, but...
Okay. Can I reach out and scoop up some?
Yeah, you think you could probably do that without, like, even a stealth roll. They're still a little ways off, so you don't think if you, like, stuck your hand out from where you're at, they'd see you.
Sweet. Okay. I'm going to just try and grab, like, a handful as quietly as possible and just kind of quietly place the pile in front of me.
Okay.
And then I would like to cast Magic Stone.
Okay.
3 of them.
All right. Go ahead and read the description for the spell.
So it says, you touch 1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it with a sling. If thrown, it has a range of 60 feet. If someone else attacks with the pebble, that attacker adds your spellcasting ability modifier, not the attacker's, to the attack roll.
All right.
On a hit, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Hit or miss, the spell then ends on the stone.
Excellent. All right. All right. So you cast it on 3 stones, you said?
Yes, please.
All right. 3 stones. How do you cast this spell?
So I'm actually going to hold both of my hands over the pile, and I'm just going to close my eyes, and 3 of them are going to kind of levitate up towards me to the point where I'm going to put one hand underneath the levitating stones and one hand above, and they're going to kind of spin in almost kind of like a... like, you know, when you're looking at a DNA strand and it's spinning.
Nice. Like a double helix? Yeah.
Yeah, double helix, yeah. And as they spin faster and faster, they kind of start glowing with this kind of bluish hue, similar to what the orb looks like, the invisible orb on the end of my staff looks like. And then they're going to slowly come to rest in the palm of my hand that's underneath them.
Very nice. All right, yeah. So Loom kind of like watches you do that. I thought you didn't have anything that could help us.
I underestimate myself a lot.
And I hold out my hand as if to give him the 3 stones that I just imbued with magic.
And he holds them. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I think
And
I can
then-
do something with these.
Right on.
Gil, they're getting very, very close to you. Are you just going to kind of like wait and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep still.
Okay. And they keep on keeping on. All right, Kan and Fee, you guys are sitting up there kind of waiting, and the magpie returns and explains that they are not far. There may be, by foot, it'd maybe be a 10-minute trip. Mm-hmm. But they are not far from you guys, and they are waiting as some creatures, and they're described very similarly to the ones that you guys see, kind of like move past them. They're kind of waiting to see what happens.
We knew there was 10 of them, right? Isn't that what you said? There was 10 total?
You were told that there were 10 total.
Okay.
6 of them just came by, and then there's like 4 stationed at their area.
3, I think.
4 that you can see outside of the cavern.
There are 4. Okay.
I guess we haven't discussed if we're comfortable killing these guys.
I'm
As
gonna,
far, I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna think to Fee.
Well, hold on.
Well, no, this
Okay.
is relevant to you.
I know, but I didn't get to say it. Like,
Well, I didn't
anything.
say anything when they were passing. I'm just gonna send this message to
I
you.
just want to ask my question before I forget. So since the magpie flew around and saw them, are they coming from cave direction or coming from the direction we're at, from below?
It indicated it was closer from where you guys are at. So
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before anything else. Okay, now go.
I'm going to think, all right, there's 6 of these dudes. They were talking about some guy protecting the cave on the inside. They seem kind of lazy, like they don't like their job. But I think I'm just gonna let them pass. I think somebody said there's only like 10 of these shitheads, so we should be good if we meet up.
Okay, I'll relay all that to Kan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess we just get ready and wait.
So how many can we see?
you can see, well, you, with your physical eyes, you can see 2.
So we have eyes on 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you know that there's 2 more in the direct vicinity.
from the magpie.
Yep. But the magpie did not go in the cave, so you don't know if there's any more in there or what's going on.
But there's supposed to be 10.
That was what was told to you guys. That is very certain what was told to you guys.
So you said
So I know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
so you said that Gil sees 6. And we can see 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the magpie saw 2 others. So that's 10. But
Yep.
then there's supposed to be something in the cave.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I have a feeling that whatever is in the cave is more powerful than these.
Yeah, probably. Why do they want mushroom kids in cages with this giant thing? I'm assuming it's giant. I guess I don't know if it's giant, but it's just weird.
That is weird.
I need both of you guys to give me a perception check.
Okay. I rolled a solid 20, so 22.
Okay.
Aww. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to add my D10 of inspiration.
There you go. Use that shit.
I'm gonna use that shit. Let's come back. 19.
19. So 19 and 20?
22.
22? Okay. Fee, you notice this slightly faster than Kan, but Kan, you clearly notice this. You guys, as you guys are kind of like looking around to see if there's anything else that you might have missed, at the top of the rocks, you suddenly see, as the sun goes behind the clouds a little bit, a distortion on the top of the boulders. A large distortion. It looks like some sort of, in the shape of almost like a carriage of some kind. And as the light continues to go, as the sun continues to go behind the clouds, it gets a little bit more visible to you. It's almost as if, because of like the overcast nature, there's some sort of magically obscured thing chilling at the top of these boulders. And it's fairly large, like I said, roughly carriage-sized. But you also hear from within that little section, ah, shit. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
What?
Nah, shit.
Oh, shit, I just got water all over myself.
The fuck?
More sad.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's time for tonight's Around the Campfire question.
Why are we
Wait,
doing
what?
the around the campfire question?
I think it's time for tonight's MVPC.
What the fuck is happening?
One of those. You know. All right, I want you guys to tell me who the most valuable player character is. Now, for those of you listening and for those of you here at the table, Nez is 1, Gil is 2, Fee is 3, and Kan is 4. On the count of 3, I'm going to have you guys hold up the number of fingers corresponding to the person you would like to see become the most valuable player character. Now, I'll give you a moment to decide, and then we will vote. Does everybody know?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, vote. Billy, I
Why do
cannot
you
see.
hesitate?
What?
Nothing.
Double.
Oh, okay. So we've got 2 votes for Nez and 2 votes for Kan. Keep them up. Kan, why did you vote for Nez?
Familiar power.
Hey.
Familiar power.
Pew, pew, pew. Oh, and I like the pebble thing. That was fun.
Nice.
I didn't know about that.
Gil,
And I
why'd
love
you...
the image of like his little hand coming out, like his creepy long hand coming out and just like collecting a handful of pebbles and slowly bringing it back in.
Why do I have a creepy little hand?
Have you seen your character? It's like you look like you're a tree.
She didn't say little.
If anything, it'd be a creepy big hand.
That's what she said. She
But yeah,
said long
it's
hand.
very thin though in my mind.
long.
Like they look like tree roots. I know you're not a tree, but in my brain,
All right. I'll take it. I'll take
claw
it.
like little tree roots.
Gil, why'd
Okay.
you vote for Nez?
You don't have to be offended. He's not real. I voted for Nez because I thought it was funny how scared he was and how not scared Gil was.
The dynamic was the interaction was really funny.
It's a very odd couple.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Nez, why did you vote for Kan?
Familial friends. Yeah, I thought that was really good, and just kind of like setting it out there, like, hey, and just happened to fucking stumble upon us, and we linked up via familiars, and I thought that was very serendipitous happenstance. So, just neat.
Very nice. Yeah, you would have been the natural target for that since Gil does not look like Gil at the moment. So, and Fee, why did you vote for Kan?
I liked the idea of like sending the familiar thing with a note. I thought that was really good because it was getting really frustrating not being able to communicate to them. So yeah, that was good. And that helps all of us a lot.
Life found a way.
Life did find a way.
All right, that means tonight's MVPCs are Nezrah, Kaziel, and Kanak, Anga.
Yeah.
Take your 1d6 and don't act like dicks and maybe find some sticks and pip. I ran out of steam there at the end.
That's fair.
All right, that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler for that beautiful background music. Thanks to all of you listeners. Tomas, tell them about reviewing.
Go do some reviewing. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review. Tell us what you think about the show or anything else. We will read it on the air. We appreciate your support.
Excellent. And Lindsey, tell them about the Discord.
Well, who likes free things? Everybody.
I do.
Everybody likes free things. And you know what else is free? The Discord. It's free.
What?
Yeah, it is free fun.
It's so free.
It's so free. It's almost another letter sound mixed in there. But yeah, it is free. You can talk with a bunch of people and I don't know, like talk about your interests, share some fun little I don't know, emoticon things, some GIFs and memes.
You can vote on the MVPC.
Vote on the MVPC. Maybe you disagree with our MVPCs. Let us know.
It's happened.
Let us know.
Yes.
We don't
Power
care.
to the people.
Thank you, Lindsey.
Yeah.
To the Billy. Tell them about Patreon.
Go to patreon.com/D20_syndicate. Check out the tiers of Patreonage that we have. And you can start giving us money to get cool bonus stuff. The highest tier gets a swag bag, or whatever we're calling it at the time of you listening to this, where you get cool stuff and you get access to episodes early and you get access to cool stuff in the Discord that is free, but you get more access to not free stuff in the Discord.
More
And
free.
You get to lord it over those who don't have that. So check it out.
Excellent. And Michaela, why don't you tell them about our merch?
I know that it's probably a little early to be thinking about wedding season in your minds, but there is no time like the present, and really it is best to start thinking about these things early, because we all know that this spring and summer, and probably fall, because that's a thing now, is going to be full of weddings. So think about your outfit early, hop on TeePublic, and find yourself a good t-shirt, you know, your fancy one to wear.
Very nice. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for listening. See you next week. I am your host and DM, Seth, and this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to. Bye 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 bye.
Bye.
I never see pictures Michaela takes because she doesn't post them on social media. So.
That's actually not true. Any good one that you see Seth posting is probably taken by me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Seth,
her camera quality is way better.
So Seth, do you post? Oh, you take her phone and then take photos with her phone?
Not
No,
often.
I'll send him the photos that I take.
Wait, when's the last time that happened?
I send you like all the photos that I take.
Yeah, but I never post those ones.
I
bet
only
I can
ever
go
see
through and
the only photos that I see Seth post are pictures of you where
Yeah.
you are clearly not holding a camera. So
I was going to say, how the fuck did she take it?
That's
So
the
that
mystery
sentence-
of the Samsung.
Yeah, that sentence was really confounding me.
Mika's body can separate from the top and bottom, so her feet are just positioning the
it's
camera.
not just pictures of me.
If it's a picture of Argus, it's like a 75% chance she took that picture.
That makes
But the ones that I took
okay.
last night, that was all me, baby.
Previously on the fuck me.
Hearing those
Solid.
phrases from Kan. Fuck me.
Damn it. Stop smiling.
It's really weird. It's super on and
Abrupt.
off.
Yeah.
Because you can be drinking all night in your 30s and then you wake up and you feel totally fine. No explanation. Or you can drink a little bit and then wake up and you feel like T-Rex was using like an ice pick on your skull or something.
Like the band T-Rex is using an ice pick on your
They
skull.
each have one.
But that kind of adds to the fun of everything because it's just like a crapshoot constantly.
Slot machine.
Like, who
let's see
knows?
what we get.
Drinking this mixed bag.
Like the last time my bicep hurt after drinking, and I was like, what was I doing? Was I doing like a bunch of fist bumps or something?
Just in the mirror flexing just nonstop. You're like, let's see how much I can flex. Oh, fuck.
You just kept stabbing yourself with a syringe over and over again.
Did I take insulin? I can't remember. You don't need insulin.
I'll just do more, just in case.
That's not where you put it.
Goes to the heart faster.
My hangovers have been okay. I haven't really had any issues. I'm like kind of tired and groggy the next day, but I'm tired and groggy all the time. So
I think you just don't drink the Valium that I definitely do.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
We've had some rough ones after the birthday party. Ooh.
Oh.
When we came to town and went out, yeah, we were way hungover.
That was the worst in a long time.
Yeah.
And hopefully the worst for a very long time.
I think that probably just adds credence to the, like, it depends on what you're drinking too. Because like that night we drank fucking everything.
Yeah, but we also started at like 11 a.m. because we went over to Blank and Blank's house to celebrate their blank and respecting privacy, guys. I guess. And then just continued.
I actually don't remember who it is now because you said Blank and Blank. I was like, what?
That's okay. I also celebrate every blank that I shoot. So anyway, no, I because like the New Year's party, I thought for sure I was gonna be fucked, and I was okay. I was like kind of tired because well, like we didn't get much sleep because we stayed up all fucking night. But I think if I would have gotten like a solid 6 to 8 hours, I think I would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah,
the main issue for me was like desperately wanting chicken fries.
Yeah.
You
like
really
malevolently,
did.
Like super.
You wanted them so bad.
Like we were scared if we couldn't find them.
Like you were turning into a horror movie villain like Freddy Krueger, but it was chicken finger fries for fucking the glove hand.
Lord Jesus, don't want to see me without these chicken fries.
And I
was also looking over our bank account recently and just looking at all the Burger King charges from that weekend and just feeling so much fucking shame.
I didn't feel a single ounce of shame about that. I felt good about it.
I'm like made of shame. It's amazing I'm not Catholic.
I felt several ounces of cholesterol.
It has been years since I had a chicken fry, and it was worth it. I wish I would have gotten a larger size than a small.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about Pluto?
Yeah.
That's
several
messed up,
times,
man.
From Disney?
Didn't it just come all the way around one rotation?
I think it's like 29 years or something like that.
I thought it just did.
Wait, I didn't hear about Pluto. The fuck are you talking about?
They want to make it a planet again.
Oh, no, I knew that. What about the 29
I think they
years?
should.
Oh, I see.
You can't kick someone out
and then be like,
and just expect everyone to be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of what science is. If you gather more or new information, it changes the landscape of what you previously thought to be reality. That's the basis of science.
Well, it was reality for a really long time, and it seems like now they want to change things back pretty quickly.
You're sounding like one of those flat earthers, Mika. I don't know.
I'm sounding like I'm defending Pluto because everyone's a fucking asshole to him just because he's a little guy, like scooting around at his own pace.
You're really not sounding 29, that's for sure.
Does anyone
We're not having a mature conversation about this.
We eventually hit an age where we're like, this is how science was when I learned science, and that's how science always is. But it's not true at all.
That's why I refuse to wash my hands. Because when I learned about it, I didn't like it. Didn't seem, and I've heard some weird theories about washing your hands. Heard it's bad for them. Heard that it lowers your immune system to wash your hands all the time. So you know what? No more hand washing. In fact, I'm going to just forego showers altogether.
I've been doing what experts are referring to as a dirt wash. So instead of soap and water, it's just whatever I find on the ground and I just rub it all over myself.
I heard that's really good for you, actually.
Yeah. And it also fucks with predators' vision. So like you don't have to worry about fucking running into a predator because they can't see you because you're covered in mud.
Like the predator, I imagine.
The article
predator.
I just created a vacuum port in my bowels that I can just suck the poop out before it gets to the butt.
Why is the poop on the outside of your body?
No, there's a vacuum port. I put the hose attachment in.
Yeah, but we're talking about exterior. You got to keep the interior
well,
clean.
I don't have to wash my hands now because I just suck it out.
I love the idea that that's the only reason you would wash your hands is because of poop.
Well, you can pee without your hands. You could just do one of these.
What about when you clean the port?
Oh, no.
Tomas's port just looks like one of those like sticky stretchy toys that you would get out of the quarter machine, and then it's like been left on the car the car floor for like months.
A lot of hairs in my diet.
You find it like the next summer, and you're just like,
Anyway, this review's from Canada.
Wherever she may lie in the spectrum of the world.